Yo, it's October London. Don't forget to download the Dash Radio app, baby, and get ready for Algorithm. It's coming. Snoop Dogg, Def Jam. Let's go. Peace.
Boom. All right, everybody. This is your boy, My Wand, here at Dash Radio
Yes.
with the uber talented, I want to say, man, like the son of South Bend, young Marvin Gaye in the flesh.
Oh,
young man, the Snoop Dogg disciple.
Oh, God.
October London.
It's a lot to live up
How
to.
you doing, man?
Man, I'm good.
A lot
man.
to live up
good
to.
to be. It's a lot, man. Those are big names, especially Snoop and Marvin. Jesus Christ.
I mean, listen, man, when I say you sound like Marvin Gaye, I'm surprised the Gaye Estate hasn't tried to sue you just for sounding much.
They got quite a bit on colorblind, so I think they're happy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, man. The politics of that always crazy, but
I'm sure.
You know, they actually thought when we did colorblind that it was Marvin on there. We're like, no, that's me
what I'm saying.
Singing it on there. Like, oh, okay.
That's what I'm
saying. But we're still gonna need.
You were gonna need to talk,
lot.
right?
Yeah. We're still gonna need quite a bit of percentage. So
come on, Gaye Estate. What are y'all doing,
man? We love you. We love you. We love Marvin.
So let's get into everything, man. First, I want to congratulate you on your continued success.
Thank you.
Most recently, I want to congratulate you. We got a gift here.
Oh, nice.
We got a bottle of Bel Air for you for Lime and Squeeze.
Oh,
thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna open this. You got some cups.
We got cups right here lined up.
We're gonna open this while we do this.
So everyone's aware, October works very closely with Snoop, and Snoop started his Corona campaign last year.
That's right.
And we were joking before we went on air, but like Snoop saved Corona.
Snoop on those commercials, just hilarious, man. They're hilarious, man.
So for you, did they start doing the commercials and then the concept of Lime and Squeeze started?
No, we actually started making the song already, and then we just kind of let Corona just hear it, and they were like, "Oh, we love it. We love it. Let's do something with it."
They didn't come to you asking for the song.
We had already, the beat had already been given to me. And then I went back home to South Bend, Indiana and recorded the record. And me and my buddy, Trip Cambridge, wrote the song like immediately. We did it in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
And that song was a done deal. And I sent it back to Snoop and he was like, maybe we should send this Corona and just see what they think. Yeah. We're going to put it out regardless anyway, but he knows I'm an avid Corona drinking, fool. So,
did that start before the partnership with Snoop and Corona?
Way before the partnership.
So you were lit when that happened.
I was drinking them while I was doing it. Come on, man. We're trying to come up with the song and how the hook was going to go. And me and Trip just came with Lime Squeeze, and then he came, we're just going back and forth. We always do that. And then he was like, I think that's it. So we went, rushed to the store, got some cases of Corona, and just pounded them down and did the song.
Wow, you kept it true. So you were drinking the Corona while making the song.
While making the song.
About Corona.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so organic.
Oh,
you know about that lime squeeze.
Super organic.
Nothing like that when you see the lime hit the beer and it starts to kind of settle in.
Super refreshing.
I had to cut beer out, man. I got a big beer belly. I'm still battling with it. But I used to love drinking a cold beer. Yeah. Now I just do tequila straight. That's how
you stepped it all the way.
That's how I try to keep myself in shape. You know what I mean?
I heard tequila's good for you.
It is.
Next to red wine.
Yeah. So tequila, if you don't mix it with shit, you don't get hungover. I can drink as much tequila as I want, as long as I drink it straight and pure, just with some lime and ice. Never get hungover.
Now that you say it, I don't think I've ever been hungover over tequila.
Yeah, it's when you start mixing it, when you start getting all these margaritas and all them sugars,
Oh, God.
Just like music. So I want to get into how your music, you don't give us no bullshit. A lot of what we hear, I compare it to a lot of the radio, what you hear traditionally on radio, not in a bad way, but like candy.
Yeah.
It's like candy. It's good. It feels good. It tastes good. It's sweet. But you get too much candy.
Congratulations.
Hey,
I guess it was. Hey.
It's all good.
We didn't even shake it or nothing.
No, so I'm going to get in trouble for this. Dash normally doesn't allow drinks in here.
Oh.
Because I'm going to get in trouble for this, but for Uncle Snoop.
Just build Jamie Lott. No, just.
No, they going to build my one. Next time October comes in, I'm not going to be here.
Build my brother Jamie Lott, card number 055. No.
Expiration.
No,
cheers to Lime and Squeeze. To you and Snoop being able to cultivate this music relationship to where you guys are placing songs with the biggest companies.
Thank you.
From South Bend, Indiana to
small town,
network television, baby.
Home of Notre Dame. Go Irish, baby. Let's go.
Home of Notre Dame. So we got to get into everything, man. Your music.
Shout out to Ross, by the way.
Shout out to Ross. You got music for the soul. And that's what I was saying earlier. A lot of what I hear on the radio is like candy to me. Not that I love candy. Nothing I love more than a bag of Skittles, right? But at the end of the day, them cucumbers, that broccoli, that soul food, you know, your music is for the soul.
Thank you.
And I applaud you for not compromising. You made songs like since your last release, Colorblind, Hate and Happiness. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Since Hate and Happiness, you've done a lot of singles.
Yeah.
And you have experimented. I've heard like more upbeat, maybe something more for the club.
Yeah.
But when I listen to Colorblind, holy shit, that is some soulful music.
Thank you. That was really inspired, like, as far as the backstory, because it gets into how Colorblind was really made. I linked up with Snoop, met him March 16th, 2016.
That's when you met him for the first time?
That's when I met him for the first time. March 16th, 2016.
Went
to his studio, and he's a Libra, I'm a Libra, so we instantly connected. He came out, shook up with me, and then we went right into the room and made a song called Top Down.
Top Down, yeah.
We made Top Down. That's when I was talking about me.
That's the first record you made with Snoop?
He was playing when we walked in the room. He was like, he just started playing the beat. He was like, "What you think it is?" And then that's when he got a taste of just my work ethic, because it was like 30 minutes. Like, all right, I'm done, and he was like, okay.
Wow, yeah.
And he was like, go in the booth and do it then. Let's see, how long it takes you to do it, because sometimes it takes people long.
Absolutely.
And it was like, done. You know what I'm saying? But for people that don't know, when you go into Snoop's studio, there's always music playing, always good music playing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And he was just playing a lot of old school. He's a huge old school fan, like I am.
Oh, yeah. The Anitas, the Marvins, the Luthers.
Oh, come on.
Even before the Confunction.
Marvin was playing, Teddy Pendergrass was playing, Al Green was playing. And I was like, you know what? Before I do any music, put any music out professionally, I want to pay homage to all the old school artists that I grew up on. So it wasn't like I wasn't trying to be the new Marvin. I wasn't trying to do songs just like them at all. I wasn't. I was just like, you know what? This is what I grew up on. This is how I learned to sing, because I didn't have any singing lessons, no choir rehearsals,
Get out of
nothing.
here. Wait, you had none of that?
Zero. All I did was, when I was a kid, I used to record the songs on Mel Devine Mix 106 in South Bend. Used to press the record button and the play button and record all those old school songs and then try to emulate them. Yeah. That's how I learned how to sing. All my high notes. I need to get better on the high notes. I need to get better on the low notes. I don't know how to read music. I don't know the difference between soprano and alto. I never even knew none of that. It's just all up here.
Wow.
So that's how I knew how to sing. So then I just do that. So that's how it kind of led into.
You were paying homage on Colorblind.
Yeah, I just was in that mood. I don't like to just hone in on just one thing. I was like, I'm in this mood. This is what I'm gonna make.
It came out beautifully. Both projects.
And
so you met Snoop like almost midway through 2016, like first quarter.
First quarter, yeah, definitely first quarter.
And you got Colorblind Love out in 2016.
Yeah, I did that album in. I did 20 songs, I think, in. I want to say 4 days, 5 days.
I'm gonna throw this chair through the window. Are you fucking serious right now?
Something, yeah.
Those songs?
Those songs were 30-minute me almost freestyling that, like the Colorblind stuff. That was just me saying, "Go ahead and load the gun and shoot the messenger, baby." Stop record.
Oh my
Bam.
God.
Go back in.
Can you hit a Marvin note? I just want to hear it. Can you do like, brother?
Oh man, I have to get in that. Brother, ooh, there's too many of you dying. Yeah, I would just get into that, that zone, and I would hit record it, and be like, okay, then I'd be like, I'd make the next line, do the next line, go to the next one, and then the hook was already there, bam, and then go to the next one and the next one. But Snoop has always been the one to be like, this is what you want to do? I'm gonna leave you in the room. See you later. I'll come back. He'll come back in the room. What you got? Damn, you did 3 songs already? Let me hear them. Oh, shit. Okay, well, continue. He'll leave. Yeah. Come back around 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still in there. He had to force me to go home. I got sick because I stayed in the studio so long. I got a cold. I was like, you got it. He was like, go home and rest. And then Colorblind was done 4 days, something like that.
Holy shit.
And then he was like, we're putting it out. But we had to get sample clearance and the politics.
Well, before we get into any politics, sample clearing, which we will, I got another gift. This is a gift from my personal collection.
Uh-oh.
So I do this thing October. I gift every artist an album based off what I heard from their music, or maybe it's something I knew they grew up off.
Okay.
So with you, I wanted to get. I had a bunch of shit in mind, and then I had to make a last minute switch, and then now I'm gonna present you 2 albums. I'm gonna let you pick which one you want to keep.
Ooh, I'm ready.
So we're gonna start. This one's a gimme. We've already been talking about this.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Marvin Gaye's "Midnight Love," because if anybody is watching this interview and hasn't heard "Colorblind" and don't believe from him saying "brother, brother, brother" right now, you sound exactly like Marvin.
Which is great because I just never even thought about it.
It's not in a bad way.
Yeah.
That's like saying you play basketball exactly like Michael Jordan. It's
right.
not like
you just enjoy the game. We all enjoyed watching Kobe, even though we already knew that he learned from Michael, but we weren't like, oh, that moves from Michael.
Exactly.
Oh, that moves from that. Like,
but what's so great is you weren't doing Marvin Gaye cover songs. The reason why I'm giving you this is because your music, I could take a record from Colorblind, squeeze it into this album, and it just sound like some unreleased shit we never heard before.
That's
so
crazy.
You really quality wise as well. That's music crazy. Composition, just the content of your lyrics, the way you you don't just say like I love you and that's a song. It's more like, I love you. Like it's like you're very I don't know how to describe it, man, but everything from the lyrics to the production you use to your vocal range, mind blowing.
Thank you.
Mind blowing.
Thank you, man. That's appreciated. I really appreciate it.
So I'm gonna tell you the first album I was actually gonna give you before I went through Colorblind Love. Top to bottom, no pun intended. Top down. I went top down on that bitch. And
okay.
That's when I pulled that out. But originally,
Is it gonna be a Weird Al Yankovic CD?
I want to compare you to D'Angelo, that Brown Sugar. This is what I originally wanted to give you.
Oh God.
So this is the one I really wanted to give you. I'll let you choose from now till the end of the interview which one you take home.
Just
one
give
of
me
these is yours to keep.
The Brown Sugar.
The reason I did Brown Sugar, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Me and Jamie were just talking about this.
You are unique as a motherfucker. As much as I say you sound like Marvin, your energy is extremely unique, like D'Angelo. There's never been another D'Angelo, and I feel like there's no proper predecessor to what October London is.
Oh man!
And you produce.
Yeah, I produce.
And you arrange. And you compose.
And I mix and I engineer.
So my favorite thing about this album is the back right here. I remember as a kid when I saw this, blew my mind. Composed, written, arranged, produced, and performed by D'Angelo. D'Angelo did everything on here. Now, he works with producers. Yeah. People have always said D'Angelo has teams of producers, instrumentalists in the room, which geniuses at your level are going to have that. But you are a one-on-one talent. Like, I could leave you in the studio. Snoop leaves you in the studio alone, and you come out with an album.
He puts me in that big studio, which is a beautiful. It's like 30,000 square foot facility. It's gorgeous.
The one that YG did his album in,
right? DMX did his last album in the same room that I mix all my. Rest in peace, DMX.
Snoop helped make that happen. Swiss was saying that moment is what wrapped the album up.
The facility is amazing, man, and to do that, he brought me into that room, and he was like, all right, well, I got 4 engineers. I got this person. I got this person. I was like, I don't need any of them.
Yeah,
he was like, huh? He was like, this kid's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I got my gear coming. It's FedEx. I got my Mac, my mic, my Focusrite, and I got everything coming. He's like, okay, we'll see. He brought it here, and then all that stuff was made off that. I literally put my Mac in front of these hundreds of $1,000s worth of equipment.
You came from South Bend, so I know you didn't have the new Mac with the touch bar.
No,
your
hell
shit was
no.
A Mac running Windows.
Yeah. So I brought that in there. He was just like, no, I actually brought the iMac.
Oh shit!
The
you
big
brought the
boy.
big iMac.
Yeah, I said video footage. I brought that in there and did all that on there. And he was just like, this motherfucker brought $5,000 worth of equipment, set it on top of my $300,000 or $1 million worth of equipment, and just pretty much just did it. And I was like, I don't need engineers. He was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, man.
Then that's why, to me, really, I wanted to give you the D'Angelo Brown Sugar.
Is like,
because even D'Angelo's new work he did with the Vanguard, like they're playing all the instruments, but he's composing this. And I think that's a layer of certain musicians that I like. Prince is one of them.
Oh yeah.
There's others I can name that I don't want to name that gotten in trouble, but there's only certain artists, you know, I'm talking about that you can leave in the studio and are able to compose as well as write and produce, engineer, and do it all. Yeah, you're in that vein.
Yeah,
and okay, so we got to start.
I love D'Angelo, by the way. That's one of my favorite. Definitely one of my favorite singers.
It's
ever.
D'Angelo. It's so tough because I want to say he's my favorite singer ever, but singing, I mean, like I grew up off Michael. You know what I mean? So it's like always I go back to Michael Jackson. But if I take out just straight singing, raw voice, probably D'Angelo.
D'Angelo's cool. So, and it's like growing up listening to him, I'm like, I don't even know sometimes what he's saying. But the chill is just.
The new album, Black Messiah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the hell he's saying.
Like I don't know, but the vibe is I'm like okay.
Yeah.
But the vibe is right. You just roll and then you figure out what he's saying later on. But you're just like, yo, this.
I like his version of Cruising better than the original, just because.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, he's.
100%.
But you also, man, I want to hear about your journeys. Let's start from the beginning. From South Bend, Indiana. Yeah. Not professionally trained, which I think is cap personally, because how good you are. This is a dude coming out in an NBA game dropping 81 points.
81 points,
and telling me that he ain't ever played in his life, not trained. So how did you start making music? What compelled you to start? If you don't mind, I'll take
Oh yeah, for sure. Being in the
That's perfect, thank you.
That's good?
Yeah.
Being in the back seat of my parents' car, listening to music, being around the old heads, listening to music like that, seeing that music brings people around, it brings people together, and me saying, man, I wanna have that kind of impact.
But when did you start? At what age did you say I'm gonna record or I'm gonna sing?
15. 15 is when I was like, you know what? Now I got a little red piano when I was like 6. You know, I've been like tinkering around, but when I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna try this out. That was at 15. And I sucked until I was about 18. I was like writing, and I was like, "This is trash."
Yeah.
Writing, this is trash.
But did you know you can sing? Were you aware of what your voice was capable of at the time?
No, I was a very shy kid. I was like, maybe not. I don't know. So when I got to 18, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really, really try to do this. And my sister lived out here in LA, so then I was coming back and forth. I wasn't old enough to go to the clubs or nothing like that yet, but she had some famous stuff, doing other stuff.
Shout out to Sis.
Shout out to Sis, Ivana,
Foundation, Ivana, shout out her being here.
Oh yeah,
open the doors I'm at.
Oh yeah. Like she had me come out here. I stayed out here for about a year, and then I went back home. But 18 years old is when I started making beats on Fruity Loops. And so then I started FL Studios. Yep. Come on, you know, the original gangster right there.
Showed us how to catch a beat.
Oh, for sure.
I learned how to make a beat before I knew what a BPM was.
Oh yeah. So like, started making beats on there, and then I started, okay, I'm making these tracks, and I want to record off of them too. So I started to practice more on my harmony, stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never said this in an interview. The one thing that made me really go hard, because I was pissed, because I'm really competitive, Trey Songz.
Really? What about him?
He was light skinned, he had braids. I was light skinned, had braids. I was like, screw this kid, dude. I was like,
that? I can't help but wait.
Dude,
and he said,
like,
fuck that.
Just gotta make it. All right. Ooh. I was like, oh, okay. I'm about to crush this.
You got ready for war.
Oh, dude. And I've been like that ever since. Because my friends would pump me up. Like, they'd turn to like BET or whatever, and they'd be like, dude, Trey Songz is on. He dropped another single, and he's killing you, cuz.
So do you still throw shade to, not shade, but do you still feel like when you see him, you're like, oh.
No, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his music. Yeah, for sure. Man, some of Trey's best stuff is like the interludes on his album are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan. Like, I can't wait to, I don't know if he's making music right now or not, or an album, but I can't wait to the next one. Like big ups to him. Like, when I saw him on TV, I was like, okay, I got to come for this dude. But obviously, it was just a competitive. I was 18. I was just... You know, now it's like, I'd love to do a record with him, you know, so.
So, fast forward, how do you meet Snoop? How did you get into that room with Snoop?
So, a friend of mine back home knew someone that knew Jazzy, and to make a long story short, knew someone that knew Jazzy, gave me Jazzy's number. And
Jazzy Faye?
Jazzy Faye, sorry.
Okay,
Jazzy Faye. Yeah, sorry about that.
I know, the fan, you know.
Yeah,
the
sorry.
people at home watching right now.
Yeah.
Jazzy Faye.
So Jazzy Faye, and then I hit him and was like, hey, I got some records that I've been working on. I got some records for Future. I got some records for this. I got records for that. And he was like, okay, yeah, just send them. Send it to him. He was like, man, you got some bangers. You're doing all this. You're producing this too. I was like, yeah. He was like, okay. Meanwhile, I had no clue that he was already at the airport heading to go meet with Snoop, to go do something for Snoop. So it was like the universe.
What year was this? You don't mind me asking?
2015. This was, I met Snoop March 16, 2016. This was right before Christmas. This was
okay.
right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And he was just like, he just said it was dope. Then he calls me, and he's like, yo, I need to sign you, man. I need to do whatever our conversation was. It was so long ago. It's so much stuff that's happened since then. And he was just like, I'm going to meet with somebody, but I'm not going to tell you who, because he didn't want to pump me up. He didn't want to, I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I don't know who he's going to meet with, but he's Jazzy Faye. Could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be T.I., it could be anybody.
Yeah, anybody, right? Fast forward through winter. We're talking. We kept contact. I'm sending him tracks. He's sending me beats. We're going back and forth. Fast forward to, was it the night before, the night of? It was the night before the night of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
February 2016.
Wow.
He hits me. He's like, hey, you remember I was telling you that I was going to meet up with somebody and I wanted you to link up with him and it was going to change your life? I'm like, yeah, for sure. He was like, hold on just a second. And he puts Rick James' daughter on the phone. I was like, hey. I was like, oh, until I didn't know who it was at first. I just thought it was some girl. Yeah. He gets on the phone. That was Rick James. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, that's pretty dope. Like, I just had a conversation. She was like, oh, I love your music, blah, 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 blah. Then he got on the phone. I was like, oh, that's who you're talking about? He's like, no. That's not who I was talking about. I just wanted you to say hi.
That was just like a light flex.
Yeah, that was like a little light flex. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hold on just a second. And he was like, hey, what up, man? It's the big homie Snoop Dogg. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm at my parents' house pacing around the kitchen like, oh, my God, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, man, I'm a fan of your work. I'm like, I'm a fan of me? I'm a fan of you.
Yeah.
He was like, I listen to your music. I got to have you, man. Like, I got to have you come out to L.A. We going to make it happen. Let's just wait till the Super Bowl is over with and the Grammys or whatnot. All that, hoopla is all done, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have you out. A month later, March 16th, touchdown, went right to a studio. Rest was history.
Wow.
Rest was history.
We're going to say shout out to a couple people. Jazzy Faye.
Shout out to Jazzy Faye.
Shout out to your homie who knew a homie.
Shout out to Quincy, Big Q, who was supposed to be here right now, but he missed his flight.
Shout out to Quincy.
Shout out to Big Quincy for that, because honestly, hands down, without Jazzy Faye, wouldn't have got to that level, but without Big Q, without Quincy, I call him everybody, he's got a ton of nicknames, Black, Big Dude, Q, whatever. Without him, I wouldn't be sitting here at Dash right now, hands down. Well, because he had that connection.
Let's give him a shout out.
Give him a shout out, yeah, for sure.
Because every career has a Big Q, a Big Quincy, right? Like Snoop, Warren G. If Warren G doesn't take the initiative to go to his stepbrother, if I'm correct, Dre, say, yo, I got these homies who are doing this thing over here. I've said this I discovered this about 2 years ago. Snoop had a few of us Dash folks over at the compound for the release of his movie on YouTube.
Okay.
And we probably even met that night, God if I know, but Snoop, I realized something. Snoop is as responsible for The Chronic as Dr. Dre, and I'm not taking nothing away from Dr. Dre. But when you go look at the creation of the album, The Chronic, Snoop helped write almost every song. Yeah. The people in those rooms, Daz, Corrupt, those are Snoop's folks. To me, like The Chronic, the way when I don't know if you're a big Wu-Tang fan, but when you look at like Wu-Tang, Ghostface's albums, let's say Ghostface featuring Raekwon, Iron Man, only built for Cuban Links says Raekwon featuring Ghostface on the cover. The Chronic is really Dre featuring Snoop. So if Warren doesn't throw that alley-oop, all of a sudden The Chronic's not happening. And I say this wholeheartedly, without Snoop Dogg, without Dre and Snoop being brought together, we would have got a different product. Who knows? Maybe it would have been worse, maybe it would have been better. But it wouldn't have been The Chronic.
Yeah, but it was perfect.
Look at their careers.
Moment.
Look who smokes weed. Like Dre's not. The Chronic was Snoop to me, and so my point is, shout out to Q.
Yeah.
Just shout out Warren G. People like that redefine history.
That's right.
And I think he'd redefine history putting you with Snoop.
Oh, for sure.
Because Snoop loves that oldies, and the way you're able to recreate that soulful music we love, you recreate it in 2020, 2021. Yeah. Mind blowing.
Yeah, man.
Mind blowing, man.
It's been an amazing journey. I don't know.
You're just getting started. That's what's so exciting is you've put in 5-6 years now with Snoop. You're just getting started.
Yeah, been doing it for 17 years, but it's been 5-6 years with Snoop, and it's just like I've toured with him. I've been around him all this time. I've learned so much, business-wise, music-wise. I'm telling you, the way he set me up for success is crazy. Business-wise and music-wise. Like, I have nothing to worry about. He made sure of that. And that's the craziest because a lot of people have that sign into another artist remorse. Like, don't sign to another artist. They're too busy. He is. He's extremely busy.
He's busier than any of y'all artists.
Dude, the man is a brand. The man is the most famous rapper on earth. The most famous name. You can ask anybody. If you ask anybody on this street corner, say Snoop Dogg, they're like, yeah, of course we know him. So it's like,
anyone on any street corner.
To be able to be in the studio with him, sitting in meetings with him, learning. He's not like, shunning me out like, hey, I'm in a meeting, you know what I'm saying? On certain things where he's talking about cool, but that's like very minimal. Other things, he's like, no, be that fly on the wall so you can learn.
Wow.
See what the conversation is like. And that way, when you go to a business meeting, you can understand and know the conversation and say, you know what? I'm getting cheated here, or it should be this, or it should be that, and then go to him, because Snoop is now managing me.
I know.
I have the biggest manager in the world at this.
Biggest and best.
I have the biggest manager in the world, period. Like, there's always a Scooter Braun's and stuff like that, huge managers, but this dude is the most.
None of them helped make the Chronic. Not one of them.
Like, come on. Yeah. This dude knows music. Yeah. He knows business. He knows the game. What else can you ask for at that point? So,
and he's an incredible human being.
He is.
I learned this through my relationship. We got to shout out somebody, Kevin Slowjam and James.
Oh, my God.
So I work with Kevin Slowjam closely. He's actually part of our Dash family. Staff. We love Kevin over here.
Slowjam and James.
Slowjam and James.
He's always got that voice. Yeah, it's Kevin Slowjam and James.
You could do it really well. So we were producing a show together, and what made me hip to October London was he said, "Hey, I want to do this whole episode where he was reintroducing the newer generations to older songs." So he would show us, for example, he showed me "Just Shopping, Not Buying" by the Dramatics. I would have never heard that song. And the show was to bring light to these B-side records and records that hadn't, really dominated the charts like they should have. He goes, we're going to do a whole episode, and I want to highlight October London. Like I was telling you outside, I remember I told him, I was thinking to myself, this doesn't make sense. We got a new artist, but we're highlighting old music, like classic golden era music. And then when I produced the episode for him, I had to call him like, who the fuck is this guy? Because he sounds exactly, you fit in that pocket. Yeah. So shout out to Kevin for putting me on to this.
Shout out to Kevin. I love Kevin, man. That's
Thank
big
God
bro.
He's healthy, man.
God, man, that was scary.
Man,
that was scary to see him like that. He's such a huge-hearted, he's amazing, man.
I'm the guy that picked him up from the hospital, and he got sick again. And Snoop had sent a message to Ski to send to me like, hey, whoever picked him up, you did the right thing intentionally, but he's sick again. Like, we have to leave him in the hospital. So I felt terrible, man. But my relationship with Kevin's very close. And nothing but love for him.
Yeah, man.
And when he told me that he genuinely called me and said this young man's music, he said, is timeless.
That's
to
crazy.
hear that from him,
that's crazy.
I went into listening to October London with a big expectation. I don't know how you met those expectations, but you did. You did, man.
I appreciate that.
Sonically, you're incredible.
I'm
man.
so I get nervous of that though. Like, people hearing music, I'm still like, when people hear my music, I get like antsy because I'm like, did I do it right? How did I do it? I really sound like that?
Right.
Like every music, like I'm not that dude who's just like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I sound like I'm killing everybody. Like nothing like that. I'm just always like, oh my God, are they gonna Are they gonna like it? Are they gonna? I'm always like that.
Well, of course, that's what you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. In the studio, I can be me and be like, I can give it my all and all that stuff. But as soon as I leave that studio, it's like, man, please, I hope you like it. Like I'm like, oh God, I'm like sweating like in the corner, like, One thing, I don't ever watch I did that movie with Snoop. Have never seen it.
Wow.
I've never seen my own movies. I've never listened to, what was it? A lot of things I'm too nervous to listen to. Wow. Like if we're in a room of people and they're watching that movie, oh no, I can't watch it.
Don't be nervous. You are great.
You
have greatness.
I just walk clean out. Like it was like my family watched that movie and I just walked clean out. I think I left. I just made an excuse like, I got to go to the store. Yeah. And I just walked around. I was like, I know that movie's an hour long. I'm just going to be gone for an hour and 10 minutes.
Don't be self-conscious, my man.
That's
got
how
it.
I am.
You got it.
I'm nervous.
Whatever it is, it's within you. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is, but I know it's in you.
I got to give it to God, man.
Man, shout out.
That's just being real, man. Because without him, I wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't be in the place I'm with. Obviously I have my connections and stuff like that, but I wouldn't have them without him.
Absolutely.
So I got to give it to him. I'd be wrong not to give it to God, man, hands down.
So this is good to know where your beginnings were very humble, and that's why you're so humble. If I was you, I would have walked in here. I'm in October, motherfucking London. Have you heard my voice?
Because at any point I could get into an accident and lose my voice.
Like DLC, man.
And that's
shout out.
Shout out to DLC. Anything could happen.
Have you met Doc?
Yeah. I went to Dre's studio. Dre had me come out to the house. Me and Fred Reck ended up going to.
Shout out Fred Reck,
bro.
Shout
out to Fred Reck. Yeah, man.
Fred Reck, I want to interview you so bad, family. I'm waiting for that one.
Man,
I love Fred.
Yeah, Fred is awesome, man. Like me and Fred went to Dre's, met Dre, his house.
I can't imagine, man.
That's unbelievable, and that's his baby.
Right?
Oh, it's crazy. It took like 20 minutes from the gate to get to the actual front door.
I went to the gate once.
It's crazy.
It took
you
me
had to go
20
2
seconds
or 3 security guards.
to get kicked out.
Dude, he said to get kicked out.
Me and my sister saw him driving. This was about 15 years ago, 10, 15 years back. Saw him driving. Of course, I'm me. I was like, yo, we got to follow Dre.
Yeah.
Dre got into the neighborhood. We got up. They were not playing around.
No,
they had us out of there quick.
No, it's Dre. It's
Quick.
Dre. He gave me a whole like tour of the crib, and I mean, it was amazing, man. He knows I'm a huge car fanatic, so I'm like, what's the cars looking like, man? What's that? He's just like, dude, take one. I don't care. I didn't end up taking one because we ended up going to work, but I was just like, the fact that he's just like, I don't care.
So you got to work with Dre?
Yeah, we worked on. Whether they're gonna come out, I don't know.
Who knows, man?
Shout out to Dre. I love Dre.
Lil Wayne said he did 100 records for Dre. We still haven't heard one. It's Dre. He's a perfectionist.
He's a perfectionist, so he likes to hold on to him, man. So we did a couple records. I was there till the middle of the night, man, and they turned out dope. Whether or not we'll hear him, that's up to up to him. But yeah, I went to his house, worked with him, worked with Fred. I see Fred all the time. He's a part of Legion of Boom with Snoop.
Yep.
So,
I'm a huge fan of Fred Reck.
Yeah.
Consider this an invitation to my gangster.
Man.
Since that song,
he's been around since Chronic.
I have been watching Fred as far as career-wise, and I've admired him. So major shout out to Fred.
Major shout out.
We got to focus on October London, the artist. So we've been talking about your relationship with Snoop Dogg, and we could like I said before we started, we could have done a 6-hour episode of this. And really talked about everything corner of your journey because you're amazing stories I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But I want to focus on your music. So you dropped 2 albums back to back almost. Colorblind Love came out 2016.
And then
Colorblind Hate Happiness 2017.
Yep. We were supposed to release a 3rd one, but samples were hitting us over the head.
So let's quickly get into this. So you had to clear. You sound so much like Marvin Gaye that you had to clear something with the Marvin Gaye estate.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but you didn't use the same words.
No, not at all.
They just said you're imitating his voice.
It sounded too much like Now, did we sample a track from Marvin? Yeah, but they actually thought when they listened, it was like, oh no, you took his words. So I'm like, no, that's me singing and writing it. They really couldn't tell the difference.
One Marvin track.
Yeah, on
couple, maybe.
Yeah, because on Colorblind, when it first starts off is.
Yeah, you have a lot of Marvin in there, bro.
That's Marvin. Yeah, and I was like, 100%. Yeah. I stole it. Like, I sampled it, But then they were like, oh, on the lyrics too. And I'm like, no.
You know how that family is, man.
I'm like, uh-oh. So then, they end up taking, I think, 90% of the whole record.
Wow. So, yeah, man.
So it's in the history. It's there.
I've been saying this for years. I'm going to say this one more time. Pharrell did not sample Got to Give It Up on Blurred Lines.
No, it just sounds like it.
Exactly. Pharrell.
But that opened up a can of worms.
Synesthetic. He can see things. He sees sound.
That opened up a can of worms. Yeah. That sample, when Pharrell and them did that, and that song is amazing. That song was huge. But just because it sounded like it, now that opened up a can of worms. Now you can't even sound alike, or they're just going to be like,
that's crazy.
We're going to take money from you. Period. So you have
That's
to
a shame because you can, Sony did this. When Michael Jackson, I want to say it was Blood on the Dance Floor, came out, Sony had a singer recreate a lot of the lyrics. Certain songs that Michael hadn't completed and wasn't going to complete. We were listening thinking it was Michael. You can't tell. The naked ear couldn't tell.
Really?
They could have done that with you. They could have recreated Marvin records.
I got 2 records coming out that sound like Mike. That's coming.
That you sound like Mike?
Yeah. I wish I'd have had it because I'd have just played it.
Wow.
I'd have played it live. Like, I'd have
so that happened. I'm glad that I got the answer to that. After Colorblind, Hate and Happiness, you've been doing singles, which is what most of the modern music industry is doing. You drop singles, people aren't really focused on albums.
Yeah.
But do you got projects in the works? Like, when's the next October London project?
Several projects in the works coming out via Def Jam. We're going,
Def Jam Snoop. Now. Shout out Def Jam Snoop.
Shout out to Snoop and Def Jam Snoop.
He's gonna save Def Jam.
He's gonna save. No, he's coming through to save Def Jam. Yep. He's bringing, dude. He's killing it at Def Jam right now, man. So shout out to Snoop. Shout out to Def Jam. Snoop's coming out with Algorithm next month on the 12th. I'm on 2 songs on Algorithm. I got my song I Want You that we just shot the video to. It's more of a reggaeton vibe. That's coming out. That's going overseas. The other one I'm with, I'm a feature on the hook with Snoop and Larry June. Nice. That's coming out on the 12th on the Algorithm app, which a bunch of features on that. I'm talking Mary
Benny
J.
the
Blige,
Benny the Butcher. Jada was on there, right?
Busta, Jada Kiss, Fabulous. I mean, the list goes on. Jane Hancock, Nefertiti. Like, it's crazy. So I'm on 2 tracks on that. Then me and Snoop designed a kids division at Def Jam. So we just recorded. I recorded and produced a kids album, a whole kids album. I think it's 10 to 12.
What do you mean a kids album? Is kids singing the album, or it's designed for kids?
Designed for kids, yeah. So it's like I'm sure it'll go all over Spotify as far as like the kids Spotify, all that kind of stuff. A song about manners. And it's all kid based.
I'm dumbass hurt because I'm doing kids raps. Oh,
when I saw that,
competing, bro. I'm about to diss you on the kids rap song. I'm playing. That's amazing.
I saw a couple of it. We'll talk about it after this.
No, I think it's beautiful though because
we need a collab.
Absolutely, because to me, hip hop is the new medium. Hip hop is pop.
Yeah.
When people say
it's like Hip Hop Harry. Shout out to Hip Hop Harry.
I don't know who Hip Hop Harry is.
He's huge.
Is he doing it too? I'm out here competing with all these.
Oh no, he's been doing it though.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so I'm jacking from him.
I think it's great that Hip Hop Harry's been doing this and that we continue it because kids want to hear rap.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy, bro. Baby Shark in 2018 had generated as much money as Drake.
Huge.
According to Google, which might have been off, Baby Shark 2018 had generated 160 million. Drake by 2018 was net worth 160 million. So one kid song impacted the world so much. But you know what the damn shame was? The kids didn't learn nothing.
No.
What do you learn when you hear Baby Shark? Auntie Shark doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
That's it.
So I think it's great that you're doing these records about manners and other things.
Yeah.
But when are we going to get the October London album?
Well, that I produced and I wrote. That I sang, produced, wrote the whole thing.
I know, but I want the adult
London that means you want this.
Because
so after the kids album, then you got next month, you got 2, I got to say, you got 2 kids Christmas records coming. Then next month, you got the October London R&B Christmas album coming.
Yes.
And actually, it's an EP. It's 6 tracks, and it's for adults.
Okay, Christmas album for adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it. So we'll get new projects from you coming in December.
November, next month.
It's
a lot is dropping next month. You're gonna get back to back to back from me.
Hell yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy. And then I'm gonna start working on my album, my actual debut album.
Your Brown Sugar. My way.
And I'm working with people like Pooh Bear.
Shout out to Pooh Bear.
Shout out to Pooh Bear.
Oh man,
we just did 4 records together, 4 or 5 records together.
I love Pooh. Pooh's the reason I quit my job and got into music. I wrote a record once. He said, I want to give this to Justin Bieber. I went to my job and quit. Bieber didn't take the record, but Pooh changed my life forever.
Dude, he's a monster. So shout out
happy
to
birthday, Pooh.
Happy birthday to him as well. So I've been working with him. I've been working with Raphael Sadiq.
Wow.
So when you get this album, it's going to be Pooh Bear influence. It's going to be Raphael Sadiq. It's going to be Snoop. We're getting some other artists that I can't say right now because we want to make sure.
And it's not going to sound like Colorblind, I imagine. Because the Gaye Estate, y'all aren't touching this one.
No.
They're not touching this one.
There's 0 samples.
So I'm wondering what it's going to sound like. What would you say it sounds like? Because your music, you're able to create any kind of vibe. So what vibe did you choose on this album?
It's very R&B with a touch. I want to say it, and it's in the back. I just want to just say what it is, but I don't want to say it because
it's kind of.
Yeah, because I know. I mean, it's not even spoiling. I just don't want people to think that's what it is. It's R&B.
Okay.
Hands down, it's R&B. You might get a couple crossover records on there.
Okay.
But it's mainly R&B. It's tipping the scale of the Justin Bieber, more R&B though, not necessarily pop, and it's something different. And I'm gonna play it for you. I can't play it now, obviously, Pooh Bear killed me. But I'll play it for you after this, and you'll hear it. Oh, because we played out. I'm sure you got speakers out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I got you. I'm gonna play it for you.
Absolutely.
So no, it's gonna be amazing. So we got that coming. I mean, I have so many songs just in the chamber, just waiting to release.
Probably got thousands.
Yeah,
I've seen you do some crazy shit. So
I just did 25 records in 24 hours.
That's what I was about to mention. How did he beat me to it? I'm following this lunatic on Instagram, and this dude said, "You said I'm about to do an entire album in a day, mixed, mastered, and completed."
I started at 8 o'clock at night.
I remember.
8 o'clock in the morning.
I remember because I watched and I said, "This motherfucker's crazy."
Yep.
And he's talking a lot. You did it.
They thought that I was bullshit.
You did it.
More?
Yeah, I'll take a little bit more.
Again, shout out to Rick Ross.
Shout out Rick Ross.
Good.
Thank you. You
actually
really did that.
It was tough.
Of course.
But I wanted to see if I still had the stamina because I'm not 15, 16, 17, 18 years old anymore.
But you had it.
I'm 35. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just see. I had to call my boys up. They like hung in with me, you know, on Sunday. Like I'd call them and I'd be like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, man. I'm on track 15, bro. I'm losing steam. And Cam would get on there. Killer Cam would get on there. Shout out to Cam. He stuck with me.
Wait, Cameron?
No.
Oh, you say Killer Cam.
I'm sorry.
Truck Pass.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Cameron Davis. Yeah, shout out to Cameron Davis. Cam got on the line. He got on there for about an hour. You know, shout out to Double O. He got on there for he stuck in there for a minute, and then Quentin. He stuck on there with me and just made sure. He's like, no, keep going. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I got to 20. I called him. Man, I think I could just find some records, man, in my hard drive, and I could just cheat. He said, no. And then I got.
And
it was like
really
my pride
did.
now was like, you know what? Nah.
And
are you the best? Are you
did.
one of the best or what? You want to be the best? Do it. Cool. Stuck it out. 25 records, 24 hours, and I went to sleep. I told everybody, I told all the fans, I was like, I'm gonna preview it as soon as I'm done. I was like, I'm not previewing shit. I'm going home and going to sleep. I will catch y'all tomorrow, and then I'll do it.
Fuck y'all, I'm done.
I was like,
well, that's amazing, man. Yeah. And I can't.
The stamina's still there.
The stamina's still there, and the music quality hasn't diminished. As you've expanded and you've gotten busier and busier, your music's actually progressed with you. So I'm really excited to see where your career goes. Yeah. I'm really excited to see what you and Snoop have cooking up with Def Jam. But absent of all of this, I'm excited for the music industry to have you.
Thank you.
Like, I thank God that Big Quincy, your homie, connected you with Jazzy.
Yeah.
Thank God that Jazzy connected you with Snoop. And thank God that we have you in this industry because there's not a lot of talent like you in this industry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your work, man.
That's all love.
You didn't have to do 25 songs in a day. You could have done 5 and called it a day. But you've given this industry a lot, and you have a lot more to give, my man.
And I hope so. I hope people love the album that I'm or the EPs and the kids songs. If you got kids, it's coming out next month. I hope you guys love it. You know, I'm always just very nervous of it. Like, I just hope you love it. You know, because it's just. You know, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my music.
Of course,
you know,
man.
I'm like, ooh, are they gonna like it?
Don't be though, man. Drop the music. Yeah. Keep it going. You know, Anita Baker, you know, originally was rejected by the music industry. She's part of a group called Section 8. Kevin told me this, and people said she's not a strong enough vocalist.
No shit.
So no matter what,
I never knew that.
Yeah, no matter what people are saying, no matter what reaction you're getting from the music, keep it going, man, because you got something classic on you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
It's
a blessing to be here, man.
It's a blessing to be in the studio.
You, man. It's
a blessing to have you.
I'm stopping in all the time now.
This is your house.
Like, I've been working on a podcast. I might have to have a home here. I might have to have
you should do it here,
dude. It would be
less.
Oh
Done
my
deal.
God.
Done deal. October, London, man. It was an honor to speak to you. Anybody who has not heard the projects, go back, listen to the first 2 projects. Yeah. Acclimate yourself Spotify with everything because I have a feeling this next couple years out of you is going to be amazing. And I noticed something. I'm going to say, when you said your age, you looked away. I know it's embarrassing. I'm 30 now, too.
See?
Listen, Bill Withers didn't come out until he was 31, 32.
Really? And I just actually put a statistic on my Instagram. Or no, I was actually going to put it today. And it's like a lot of artists don't make it until they're in their 30s.
Bill Withers didn't even start singing until he was 31, I think. He was working at a post office, and one of his homies said, "You have a great voice." By 32 is when he started to come out. You know, Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z came out at 26. I want to tell you, you are in your prime, and I'm really excited for what the next 35 years of October London entails.
Whew. Man, thinking ahead like
My
that.
man.
My man.
Which album are you going to keep? We're going to end the interview with this. You got to keep one. Midnight Love or Brown Sugar?
You know, I love D'Angelo. I love Marvin Gaye. But damn it, ain't nothing like Brown Sugar.
Yes.
Man.
I knew you were going to keep that. I
Ain't
wanted
nothing
you to
like
keep
Brown
that.
Sugar.
Also, Gaye Estate. 90%, y'all are tripping.
Come on!
Just because he sounds like dude.
Oh!
It's not his fault he sounds that good.
I don't, you know, I love Marvin Gaye, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all are family. Y'all family of Snoop and all that stuff, man. So we gotta, you know, but you know, it happens, man.
You know when Eric Sermon went to Marvin to clear Just Like Music,
Ooh, I know
Marvin said, "Give me 20K and we're cool." True story. Marvin cleared the record for 20 bands. So Gaye family, come on now. Come on
20
now.
bands?
Pharrell did not sample on Blurred Lines.
20 bands?
20 bands he cleared music.
And
So
that
anyway.
song was dope.
Incredibly dope.
Woo.
And he actually used Marvin.
Yeah.
He didn't have someone who sounded like him. He
Dog.
literally took the Marvin. So
Oh my God, that's crazy.
yeah. But October London, thank you
Man,
so much.
of course.
Dash Radio.
Man, anytime, man. Anytime.
Tap in, everybody. Until next time,
Yes,
because
sir.
we're going to see a lot more of him around here.
Yes, yes.
Peace.
Peace.